Now today is the day that we have all been waiting for a very long time. Finally, Boss have announced some updates to their RC loop station range. We've got a brand new Boss RC-30 replacement and a Boss RC-3. And in today's video, we're going to deep dive into the two loop pedals and get excited for their release. Hey, what's up? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another video. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at the Boss RC-500 and the brand new Boss RC-5. Now, these literally just got announced about an hour ago as of filming this video this morning. And the Boss RC-500 is a new updated version of the Boss RC-30, and the Boss RC-5 is a new version of the Boss RC-3. Now, I was super duper surprised that the Boss RC-500 is only a 2-track loop pedal. And we'll dive into some of the specifications in just a moment. Now, I'm primarily a user of the Boss RC-505, and that's a 5-track loop pedal. And then my second loop pedal I use is the Boss RC-300, which is a 3-track loop pedal. So I instantly assumed that the 500 was going to be a brand new 5-track loop pedal until I clicked on the product and was quite surprised. But let's first take a look at the Boss RC-500 because that's the most excited one that I want to discuss. So let's talk about some of the similarities between the Boss RC-5 and the brand new Boss RC-500. Now, both of the loop pedals have got Boss's brand new 32-bit sound engine, which is going to allow us to do unlimited, uncompressed overdubs. So this means we're going to have some insane clarity during our live looping performances. Now, to give you some perspective, the Boss RC-300 only had 16-bit MP3, and the Boss RC-505 had 16-bit WAV, and the WAV on the RC-505 was a huge increase in clarity and quality. It sounded so good. And the Headrush looper board that we recently took a look at, that was industry leading with 24-bit WAV, but I'm sorry, Headrush, today Boss took that throne with 32-bit, and that's something to really get excited about. Some other specs that are exactly the same on the two loop pedals are the brand new 13-hour recording time on the loop stations, which is an increase on previous editions, and also 99 presets. If you've ever owned any form of a Boss RC loop pedal, RC3, 30, 300, 505, 202, whatever, they all have 99 preset banks for you to save your looping performances. Now, something that's new on the two loop pedals is the brand new LCD display. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm extremely disappointed by the route they've taken with the LCD display because it's just very dated. On the RC-300, RC-505, we've got this really small LCD display that you switch all the settings out. And yes, it's a premise that works on all of Boss's and Roland's products. But after trying out the Headrush looper board extensively in the past few weeks, I've thoroughly enjoyed having a touchscreen display to switch out all of my settings. It just makes stuff a little bit faster and less frustrating. But it's interesting how they've made this very traditional primitive LCD display a little bit more modern in 2020. And they've added a brand new loop light indicator status to this display. So previously it used to just tell us what the patch name was or any settings we wanted to change on the loop pedal, which it still does, but now it also has a loop light indicator. So it says record, play, overdub, and it tells us the state of the loop pedal when we're going about our looping performance, which I really do like. The only thing I wish they did was actually make the screen bigger. I feel like there's a lot of real estate when you look at the RC-500, for example, that could have been made slightly larger to make that screen even more enjoyable to use. Now, the funny thing was, this morning I was actually thinking, what would a new Boss line of loop pedals look like in their new pedal shape design, in their new cases that they put their pedals in? And then about an hour later, they announced it, which was very weird. But this right here is a Boss RV-500, which was their reverb pedal that I think they released about 2 or 3 years ago at this point. But you can see the actual premise of the shape of this pedal here is probably going to be a great indicator of how the Boss RC-500 is going to be. We've got the 3 foot switches, we've got the little angle, and I think this is actually going to be quite a nice compact shape for the RC-500. I quite like, when it comes to triggering the foot switches, the fact that this is on a slight angle. I think it's going to make it quite economical and comfortable to use the Boss RC-500 with this slight angle when you're pressing in the foot switches. That's something that I quite like. And also the red, the new red looks really, really slick. Very nice, very similar to the one that was on the RC-10R. I like the color of that pedal. I just was a little bit disappointed by the pedal overall when I checked it out, but I feel like this is actually going to be more inclined with what I wished the RC-10R could have been. Now, the cool thing about the Boss RC-500 is there's going to be 57 drum presets provided on the rhythm section. Now, this is a huge increase on what was available on its counterpart, which was the Boss RC-30. Now, the cool thing about these drum presets is there's two variants. So you've got an A and a B. So for example, that could be like a verse and a chorus version of a similar groove. And then on top of that, there's 16 different drum kit sounds you can actually select. So you can choose a drum groove, and then you can choose an actual kit to play that drum pattern and the drum groove. So that's going to give you a lot of creativity and a lot of options when you're using the onboard rhythm with this loop station. Now, if we take a look at the back of the Boss RC-500, we've got very similar connections to what were on the Boss RC-30. But what is new is the integrated MIDI functionality on this super compact loop station. We now have a MIDI in and a MIDI out. So this means we're going to be able to sync up the Boss RC-500 to other pedals, external devices, even probably DAW. It'd be really interesting to see as well if Boss has improved the MIDI clock on this new series of loop pedals, because the Boss RC-500 was okay, but it wasn't as stable as I wished. Something new that's on the back of the pedal as well is the USB Type-C, which is obviously replacing the previous USB Type-B connection. So we've got a slightly more modern, faster, sleeker input on the pedal, which is going to make it feel a little bit more modern. So the pricing on the two loop pedals is as follows. The Boss RC-5 is going to be £175, and the Boss RC-500 is going to be £265, and they're estimated to ship on the 20th of October here in the UK. Now, I'm 100% going to be pre-ordering these loop pedals and featuring them further here on the channel, so be sure to like and subscribe so you see those videos when I upload them, and turn the notification bell to on so you definitely do not miss them. But let me know in the comment section down below, were you impressed, excited, disappointed by this new Boss range of loop pedals? Me personally, I was impressed by the upgrades, but I was shocked by the naming scheme. I really expected the RC-500 to at least be a 3-track loop pedal, not be a 2-track loop pedal. And I really wish it was a 3-track loop station as well. But as always, I've been Ben Rollins. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.